With everything can guarantee you won't be. Have you ever felt like you were drowning not in water, but in expectations, pressure, and silence? This is the story of a young woman whispering one thing, just want to breathe. Do you know what most people do when they are in pain? They hide it, they put on front of others, they keep pretending that everything is fine. Politics, one thing women can guarantee you won't be, while deep inside their heart feels heavy like a mountain pressing down on their chest. Acknowledge the struggle means looking at mirror and saying out loud and say, I'm tired. Yes, I am not okay, and that is not weakness, that is courage. Think about it, how many times have you seen a friend laughing loudly in class or a gathering, but when they go back home? One thing I'll let them guarantee you won't be. They cry silently in their room. Every single tear they shed in darkness is proof that they're carrying a war no one can see. Acknowledge the struggles like turn on the light in dark. It doesn't solve everything instantly. At least you can find a student in college. Everyone around her believes she is smart, strong, and always in control. One thing and can guarantee you won't be. She wears the mask of perfection, but inside she is exhausted, suffocated by expectations. Enterbricks are spread across the table and her mind refuses to focus. She breaks down. For the first time she whispers, I am struggling. That whisper is not defeat, it is the beginning of freedom, because when you acknowledge your struggle, Quinta will can guarantee you won't be. You stop lying to yourself. You stop pretending, admit you are human. Think about an athlete running a race with an injury. If he keeps denying the pain, if he keeps saying, no, nothing is wrong, eventually he will collapse. But if he raises his hand and says, Coke, I'm hurt, that doesn't make him a loser, it makes him wise. One can guarantee you won't be, because only when he admits it can healing begin. And the same is true in life. When you say I'm struggling, you are opening the door for help, for healing, for a new beginning. Have you ever seen a mother who never tells anyone that she is tired? She wakes up early, cooks for her family, still keeps smiling. But deep down she is exhausted. What anyone can guarantee you won't be. Her body is begging for rest. One day she sits quiet, a child comes and says, Mom, are you okay? She nods and says yes, but her eyes fill with tears. That is the silent struggle. I am tired, I need help. Do you know what happens then? She finds a shoulder, she teaches her child, mother's a human, even mothers can struggle. One is Jordan can guarantee you won't be. That is not weakness, that is honesty, is strength. In daily life, so many people are carrying invisible loads. A boy who looks strong may be fighting depression. A girl who posts happy pictures may be battling loneliness. A man with a hive may be drowning in anxiety. Acknowledge the struggle means peeling off that mask and saying, this is me, I am not perfect. Won't find I won't be equal. I'm not okay. And when you do what happens, the people are to also hiding their pain suddenly feel less alone. There's a dialogue with every struggling soul. If I admit I am weak, people laugh at me. If I admit I am broken, they'll leave me. But listen to me. One knows you on this funny corner. Until you won't be. The truth is the opposite. The day you acknowledge your struggle, you become greater, because people respect honesty more than fake perfection. They don't connect with your mask, they connect with your truth. Look at nature. Even the sky acknowledges its struggle. When cloud heavy, the sky does not pretend to stay in the form of rain. Galantra does one thing we can guarantee you won't be. The earth does not hide its cracks, it shows them openly and still life grows from them. Why then do we think hiding our pain makes us strong? Truth in the saying, yes, I have cracks. Yes, I have storms, but I picture this in her hostel room, books scattered, exams approaching, her phone buzzing with family expectations. I can guarantee you won't be. She buries her face in her hands and says softly, I can't take this anymore. In that moment, she thinks the start of something new, because the moment she acknowledges it, she can call a friend, she can seek a counselor, she can ask for help. Silence keeps you chained, but acknowledgement sets you free. Every single day. One thing I can guarantee you won't be. Someone wakes up and puts on a mask of strength. They go to work, to college, to gatherings, smiling on the outside when they're inside screens. And maybe today that someone is you. You've been pretending to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, but deep down your soul is whispering, please just say it out loud. When you finally do. Politics, one thing we can guarantee you won't be. When you acknowledge the struggle, it's like taking the first breath after being underwater for too long. Your lungs burn, but suddenly you feel alive again. The struggle is not about making your weakness visible to others. It is about making your truth visible to yourself. And once you do, every step after that becomes lighter, clearer, stronger. Politics is one thing I can guarantee you won't be, because you are no longer hiding, no longer pretending, no longer chained by silence. There is a difference between pausing and quitting, and that difference can change the direction of your whole life. Quitting is surrender, but pausing is wisdom. Quitting says I cannot go on anymore, but pausing says I need a moment to gather my strength. Politics is one thing I can guarantee you won't be, and I rise again. Too many people confuse the two, and they walk away from the dreams thinking they are done when needed was a breath, a pause, a moment to reach. We're thinking about a marathon runner halfway through the race, the chest feels heavy, their vision blurs. If they collapse right there and declare quit, their journey ends. Politics, one thing I can guarantee you won't be, but imagine instead they stop for a few seconds, drink water, continue running. They don't finish faster than everyone else, but they finish strong. That pause didn't weaken, it gave them the fuel to keep going. Life is exactly like that marathon. You're not going to sprint without rest. You are only required to keep moving forward in collegiate life. Politics, one thing I'm trying to guarantee you, I can guarantee you won't. Bears a girl who studies day and night, trying to maintain proof herself to her family, her teachers, her peers. After months of exhaustion, she feels like she can't go on anymore. She thinks maybe I should drop out, maybe I'm not good enough, and then she chooses to pause and she takes a week to rest, to breathe, to sit into the sun without books. There's one thing that can guarantee you won't be, to remind herself why she started. And after that pause, she returns to her books, not with tired eyes, but with renewed energy. The pause saved her dream. Quitting would have buried her in a single mother working day and night, carrying the weight of bills responsible one night. Her body is shaking with exhaustion. She whispers, can't do this anymore. But then, whatever the joy you think can guarantee you won't be. Instead of walking away, she chooses to pause. She takes a quiet few hours of silence, maybe a simple walk in the park, where the wind brushes her, she is alive. That pause doesn't erase her problems, but it gives her the strength to keep fighting the next day. If she had quit, she would have lost everything. But because she paused, one thing one can guarantee you won't be. She found strength again. Even machines need a pause. Your phone, your laptop, your car, they all overheat when used too much. Do you throw them when that happens? You shut them down for a while, you let them cool, and they work again. If machines require pauses with hearts and souls, think we must keep running without rest. Hooting is permanent. What thing can guarantee you won't be is temporary, and the temporary pause is what saves us from permanent failure. There's inside every dialogue that echoes, if I stop, I will fall behind. If I rest, but listen carefully. Listening is not falling behind, pausing is building strength to catch up, and you've surpassed dogs who never stop thinking of an archer. Wait now. Pull is one thing I can guarantee you won't be. Before shooting an arrow, he pulls it back. That backward pull is a pause. For a moment, the arrow looks like it's moving in the wrong direction, but the truth is what gives it the power to fly forward with unstoppable speed. Have you ever seen a student preparing for exams with no sleep, no breaks, nothing but books, and their mind stops working, their memory fades? Mold is one thing I can guarantee all you won't be, and they feel like quitting. But if they close the book for just an hour, breathe, listen to music, walk outside, a brain resets. The same page that looked impossible now looks simple. That pause transforms frustration into clarity. That pause the bridge between giving up and move. Think about a farmer. He plants seeds, waters them, cares for them. There comes a time when he must wait, pause, and trust the process. If he quits, he will never see the harvest. If he pauses and waits patiently, the harvest will come in time. Life is the same. You cannot force everything at once. Sometimes you must pause, not to give up, but to give time for things to grow. We all know we can guarantee you won't be. Even in relationships, sometimes we want to quit when arguments and misunderstandings pile up. A couple fighting daily might think maybe it's better to end this. But sometimes what they need is not a breakup, not a permanent goodbye, but a pause. A moment to step back and to remember why they started loving each other in the first place. Where poor is only Ganeno can guarantee all you won't be here with Kahina good and destroyed. Life is not a straight line, it's rises and downs, rises and falls. Surfers do not quit when they fall off the board. They pause, swim, wait for the next wave, and then ride again. That is the beauty of pause you to try again, not the shame of giving up completely. So when the weight of life feels unbearable, Manolo, the Manolo can guarantee all you won't be. When your chest feels tight and your dreams feel far, you do not have to quit. You only have to pause, you can breathe, you can even cry. But once the storm passes, once your energy returns, you can stand and you're walking the path that belongs to you. There comes a moment in everyone's life when the silence feels louder than any scream. When they can guarantee y'all you won't be, when the weight on your shoulders feels too heavy to carry alone. Those moments, the strongest decision you can make is not to walk alone, but to seek support. Many people think asking for help means weakness, but the truth is, seeking support is an act of courage. It is standing up and saying, I cannot do this alone. Now, Vert is a win can guarantee all you won't be, but I am willing. The one decision can change everything. Imagine a college student buried under assignments, exams, and family pressure. Every night she stares at her books with swollen eyes, whispering to herself, I can't take this anymore. She hides her pain because she is being seen as incapable. But one day, more is one thing I can guarantee all you won't be. She gathers the courage to walk in her counselor's office and says, I'm struggling. The counselor listens, guides, and slowly to find light in the dark. That step of seeking support doesn't make her weak. It makes her strong enough to finish a thought she could never serve. Think about a man carrying heavy bags on his shoulders. One till a man that can guarantee all you won't be. He can try to carry them alone until his back is break, so he can call a friend and say, please hold one for me. The load becomes lighter, the journey becomes easier. Life is exactly like that. The problem is you carry the bags, and seeking support is sharing the load. Alone you might collapse. Together you can walk further than you ever imagined. Relators what to Gali Gordon's Ape can guarantee all you won't be. There's a powerful dial not meant to fight every battle alone. Even warriors in history had armies beside them, even kings had advisors, even prophets had companions. So why do you believe you must suffer in silence? Seeking support means honoring your humanity, admitting that sometimes strength is not in isolation but in connection. Think weavers, warrior, we can guarantee all you won't be. Consider the story of a single father raising his 2 jobs, cooks meals with homework and Swift's meals, helps with homework when his child is to stay strong. He sits quiet with tears rolling down his cheeks. He feels like quitting, like he cannot go on. Then one day a neighbor notices his struggle and offers the child for a few hours so he can rest. Polis Welling we all can guarantee all you won't be. That small act of support changes everything. He realizes he does not need to carry it all alone. Sometimes the right people step in when you open the door and allow them. Think about students who join study groups. Alone, they struggle on their share ideas, solve problems, and correct one another. The power of seeking support is that it multiplies knowledge. God is one thing we can guarantee all you won't be. Multiply strength, multiplies what. You don't just get answers, you get connection. There's a girl who dreams of being a singer. She practices daily in her room but fears the world will laugh at her. One day she opens her best friend's I want his friend and says, but I'm scared. Her friend encourages her, records her voice, posts, and slowly she gains confidence. There's one thing we can guarantee all you won't be. That small support becomes the bridge to her dream. Without fear, seeking support is not only about surviving, it is about unlocking the parts of yourself you didn't even know were possible. Even in a workplace, people burn out because they think asking for help makes them unprofessional. A young employee takes on too much, afraid to say no. When a young now went to his Lord to guarantee all you won't be, it's his help begins to collapse and his spirit dims. But the moment he finally helps, something shifts. Work is shared, the pressure lifts and his performance improves. That request for support didn't make him less and more human, more alive. In nature's trees teach us the same lesson. Beneath the ground, the wits of trees are connected. One guarantee like one, you won't be one tree, the one the other share through the other survive storms and droughts. If even trees know how to seek and give support, why should humans with hearts and voices be ashamed of it? There is a mother battling illness, but she hides it from a truth that worry them. She pretends to be strong until one day, which you'll be can guarantee all you won't be. Her body collapses in the hospital and finally to discover so they still with us. Would have been here for you. That moment reveals a truth many of us forget. When you deny there's a chance to support and you deny them the chance to love you more deeply. Seeking support also means finding strength in faith, prayer, and spirituality. We all go and guarantee I won't be. A young man drowning in anxiety kneels and whispers, God, I can't do this alone. In that moment he finds his problems vanish instantly, but because he feels greater than his own lifting part of the burden. That is the invisible support that strengthens the soul. Every day around you there are people silent crying, people brave whispered for a hand. Guarantee all you won't be. And every day there are others willing to help. To listen to whole action only happens when one has the courage to speak. Saying, I need you, is not defeat. It is the most human, powerful thing you can ever say. Because seeking support is not about proving you can that together. Survival can turn into victory, pain can turn into power. One thing and guarantee all you won't be, and loneliness can turn into belonging. There's a secret hidden inside every scar, every tear, every sleepless night you've ever endured. The secret that your pain is not meaningless, your pain can become your purpose. Too often we look at suffering on the road as punishment, as a sign that life is unfair. But what if pain is actually the seed of something greater? One thing all you won't be would guarantee every heartbreak, every failure, every betrayal, every loss was shaping you into someone powerful to rise and lead others out of their own dark. Transforming pain into purpose is not just surviving, it's turning your wounds into weapons of hope. Think of a young woman while she was in college. The pain was unbearable, the nights endless with silent crease. One day his warranty will guarantee you won't be. She felt broken, unable to concentrate, unable to find meaning. But one day, instead of letting grief consume her, she chose to channel it. She began volunteering at orphanages, spending time with children who had no mothers. Every smile she gave them was appeasement as love living on. The very pain that once crushed her became the fire that gave other children comfort. Politics one felt one thing I can guarantee all you won't be. She didn't just heal, she healed others. This is what it means to transform pain into purpose. There's a dialogue that resonates deep within. Why me? Why did I have to go through this? But the answer is not always about why this pain. Will you let it bury you, or will you let it build you? A man who lost his job could sit in despair. One can guarantee all you won't be. Or he could turn his struggle into a stand on a stage one day and say, I was once where you are, I thought I was finished, but losing that job taught me to build my own business, to stand on my own feet. Now I am free. His pain became his purpose to inspire others never to give up. Forever thing can guarantee all you won't be. Think about athletes who faced injuries so severe they were told they would never play again. At first they sink into despair, but then some of them coaches, mentors, motivational speakers, their pain instead of ending their journey redirected it. Their broken bones became bridges for others. Even in day life you can see this truth. Her woman can guarantee you won't be. A woman who went through a toxic relationship chooses to become a counselor for other women. Her words carry power because they come as scars, not from books. She can look into another woman's eyes and say, I know your pain, I've felt it. Well, you can guarantee you won't be, but I promise you can survive it. That voice is more powerful than any lie because it is born of lived pain transformed into living purpose. The story of Malala Yousafzai, that pain could have silenced her forever, but instead she transformed it into a movement that gave millions of girls hope. Her pain became the purpose to change the world. This is proof that pain can guarantee all you won't be. This is proof that pain is not the material from which greatness is forged. There's a simple exam, a student failing exams again and again. He could quit, sink into shame, accept defeat. But if he used that failure to understand the struggles of others, he managed to teach them how to study, how to avoid mistakes. He turns his pain into a guiding light. Once more I can preach all you won't be. That failure becomes his testimony. Even nature teaches us this. A seed must be buried in darkness before it can grow. The pressure of soil, the breaking is necessary for it to transform into a tree. And once it becomes a tree, it gives shade, fruit, and life to others. The pain of breaking becomes the purpose of giving. In the same way, one thing I can guarantee all you won't be. The storms of your life are not here to end you. They are here to grow you into someone who gives back. There was a young boy who stuttered whenever he spoke. People laughed, mocked, and silenced him. He hated his voice. He hated speaking. But instead of quitting, he worked on himself. He practiced, he struggled, he endured. Where that boy later is, I can guarantee all you won't be. That boy later became one of the most powerful speakers in his history. His pain became his stage. This stutter became his formation. The very thing that once broke you can become the very thing that elevates you. When people see your scars, they may think you are damaged. But scars are not signs of defeat. Each scar can be turned into a message. One thing I can guarantee all you won't be, a lesson, a purpose. When you tell someone, this scar on my heart, this woman didn't destroy me, you're giving them courage they didn't know they had. And here's the truth. People are not inspired by perfection. They are inspired by your pain, how you rose from her, by how you parried your wounds and turned them into wisdom. For is it where I can guarantee all you won't be. They are inspired by how you took the ashes of your life and built a firing pain into purpose. Does not erase what happened to you. The betrayal, the failure, the grief, they remain chapters of your story. But instead of closing the book there, you write further. You say, this happened to me, but it did not in me. Instead, one thing I really won't can guarantee all you won't be. It launched me to my purpose. That is a miracle of the human spirit. It can take the deepest wound and turn it into the loudest anthem of hope. When life throws storms like you're drowning in expectations, failures, or heartbreaks, remember the storms are not sent to destroy, they're sent to reveal you. Diamonds are created under pressure, gold is purified by fire. One thing we all as owners where can guarantee all you won't be, and champions are forged in the battles that almost broke them. Do not curse the moments you thought you couldn't go on, because those nights and those moments have been shaping the strongest version of you. There is a voice inside you that whispers every time you fall to get up. Listen to that voice, because not the voice of resilience. And terror does not guarantee all you won't be. History does not remember those who quit halfway. History remembers those who kept walking even when their legs shook, those who kept believing when no one else did. Remember these words. Pain is temporary, artness is temporary, but legacy lasts forever. Think of the dialogue leaders have always carried: more hurts, fall 7 times. Mileage is one thing we can guarantee you won't be. Rise 8. That is not just a saying, it is the formula of life. You will fall, you will fail, you will cry, you will break. But the real question is, will I rise again? And if the answer is yes, then nothing, no failure, no heartbreak, no rejection can ever defeat you. When people doubt you, when they say you are not enough, smile at them. We all need it, since we won't do can guarantee all you won't be. Do you know why? Because your silence will be your answer, your comeback will be your revenge, and your success will be the loudest dialogue you will ever speak. The world claps only when you win, but you must know yourself when you are still fighting. Because the same people who laughed at your struggle will quote your journey as a famous line, and for there's one thing that I can guarantee all you won't be. Ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships are one that gets inside them. Do not let the failures, insults, or negativity of others enter your soul. Let the storms rage outside, but keep your inside anchored with faith and unbreakable belief. Because the truth is, no storm lasts forever, but strong souls do. We all wins around can guarantee all you won't be. Remember this dialogue. Your wounds are not your weakness, they are your wisdom. Every scar you carry tells a story of survival. Every tear you should bore the soul of your future strength. Do not hide your scars, show them, because someone out there needs to know that it is possible to rise again, that it is possible to turn pain into power. And when you feel like quitting, can't do that you won't be guarantee all anymore. Take a pause, not an exit. Breathe, look in the mirror and tell yourself, I was not born to quit, I was born to conquer. Quitting writes the story of regret, but pausing writes the story of revival. Say to yourself daily, I am not my past, I am not my failures. Forever is one where it can guarantee all you won't be. I am the warrior who survived them all. Let this dialogue live in your veins. The word break me, but it only made book. The greatest motivational voices in history were not the ones who lit perfect or fire and came out shining. They were ordinary people with extraordinary perseverance. And now it is your turn. The life is nothing I can guarantee all you won't be. Your life is all you won't be. Lies a buzz in the middle of the struggle. Keep riding. Be the search to struggle and guide for someone else's storm. So stand tall, even with shaking knees. Speak loud, even with a trembling voice. Walk forward, even with tired steps. Because every single step you take, every breath you refuse to give up, is a dialogue to the world saying, guarantee you I am still here. I'm not optimizing my power. My struggle is for my story is my purpose.